Hello, my name is Shan, and welcome to Connect Cup Talk right here on Connect TV, where we talk more than lifestyle. Don't forget you can catch Connect TV on YouTube. Just search for Connect TV Uganda, subscribe and hit the notification button so you do not miss out on any of our awesome videos. Please follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook and Twitter at Connect TV Uganda, Instagram and TikTok at Connect TV UG, or send a message on our WhatsApp number 0782180185. Connect Cup Talk is a show where we talk to our guests right here on topics concerning their life experience, mental health, and so many other topics that are inspiring and empowering. And at the end of the show, we hope that you, our viewers, learn something from that experience so you can move forward to your journey of success or learn how to deal with matters that life throws or trials that you face in life. You're welcome, Madam Winfred Nakandi.
Thank you so much, Shan.
So tell us a quiz, Madam Winfred. We want to know who you are before getting into details.
Thank you so much, hello viewers. I'm so glad to be here. My name is Winfred Nakandi. I am the Executive Director of Mscihana, Uganda. Mscihana means girl in Kiswahili. And it's an organization that works with young women and girls in vulnerable areas to boost their dignity, self-esteem, confidence, especially around sexual and reproductive health and rights.
Oh, thank you so much. So, what's the background of Mscihana? Tell us how it was founded, and more about it.
Okay. Mscihana was founded in 2017. In 2017, I was president of all students in Uganda National Students Association. And I got the vision to start Mscihana when I was on my campaign trail across the entire country. When I was campaigning to be president of all students in Uganda, I had to campaign the entire country from Koboko to Yumbe to Amolata to Chisoro. And then I saw the plight of girls in rural areas and urban slums, even in areas like Kampala here. Girls did not have the basic items that we always thought we took for granted. And they actually did not have the basic information and knowledge. So I thought that whereas the term for presidency of UNSA was just 1 year, I thought there's something that I could go ahead doing that could be impactful to the young women and girls, those that are in school and out of school. Because I realized that the school environment is very organized around young people from maybe ages 11 to 18 or 20 who are in secondary school, or even upper primary, that are in school. But there is a vast group of those that are actually out of school, just out there in the community here in Kampala, in all suburbs of the city, even up country, that we needed to consolidate, to organize into organized groups, to get something going in their lives, to change their livelihood, but also to unlock their full potential.
Oh, thank you. So you talked about what you found out during your campaigns, like you found out that girls lacked basics.
Yes.
So what do you call basics, and how did you find out that these girls really needed and they were lacking them?
Okay. One way through which we found out was through the interactions with them. Because you're going to meet student leaders, those that are going to vote for you, but also you're going to, there is this instinct, there are things that you just see. For example, you can smell poverty when you see it.
Yeah,
there are things that you see, and then you say, okay, this situation is not fine. And then you try to start engaging with people in the community, with children that you find on the street, with parents, with the local leaders, and then you realize that there is something that is lacking here. And amongst the things that we found they're lacking, basically, they were lacking at that time, basically, most basic needs: food, shelter, clothes, basic education. There is UPE, which is accessible to to almost all Ugandans, but then somehow in some areas it is not like geographically accessible. And then some parents just do not have the information that there are actually schools which you can go to free of charge. And then some like mothers do not have the goodwill and support of the husbands. Basically, there are issues to do with domestic violence in different perspectives, like in support, support for family planning, support for supporting the family. So we knew that amongst these things, we could not solve everything. Definitely. Because there's still problems even government has not yet been able to solve. But one of the things that stood out for us when we were on the street looking at the girls who were supposed to be at school at that time, and you wonder why they didn't go to school, some of them told us they stopped going to school because they experienced their first menstrual period at school, and it was embarrassing for them. Now, this particular story got hair off my head because menstruation is a biological phenomenon. There's nothing you can do about.
You can't fight it. It's whether it delays or it comes early, it still has to come.
Exactly. To the best of our knowledge, it will not stop. So I thought this was not reason enough for someone to miss school. So we probed further into the effect of that particular phenomenon. And then we actually realized that in some societies in Uganda, it is a natural thing that girls don't go to school when they're menstruating. In some communities. It is basically still a taboo, even in some families. Even here in central Uganda. Girls do not feel comfortable talking about menstruation with their fathers, with their brothers. If, for example, a girl has 4 siblings, all of them are boys, she will go without sanitary pads because she cannot tell her brother that she needs sanitary pads. And then basically it has been made a taboo in so many communities. And then in some communities, when a girl starts menstruating, they think she's now ready to form a family because she's now able to give birth so she can be married off. Now, there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation around that particular subject matter, and I thought that we needed to have a campaign around menstruation specifically, and to see how much we can help these girls, because menstruation cannot stop.
It can't be fought.
Exactly, it's inevitable, it's a natural thing, and it's not a disease or disability. So we thought this we had to do something about.
Okay, that is so good of Mscihana. So could you tell us various programs that take place that you guys do as much?
Take this campaign to pad every girl, because for us the ultimate thing was to see that we reduce the aspects that keep girls out of school, one of which is poverty. And poverty leads to so many things. Now, for example, if because of poverty, the father is not able to afford so many things, and their options, their limited options. You can maybe have sugar at home, or salt, or pads. All of them are basic necessities.
But they weigh.
Exactly.
What weighs?
Because your pads will only benefit
you as a
person, father, not
the family, actually.
Exactly. So in such a scenario, pads now were luxuries. Pads now were the luxury, and not many families could afford. So in the Pad Every Girl initiative, we look out for organizations, for institutions, and for individuals of goodwill who can support Mscihana to distribute reusable sanitary pads to as many girls as possible to realize the mission to pad every girl. So in this, we have partnerships with universities, with individuals, with organizations, with Rotary clubs, and we have taken this product to as many girls as possible. We make pads which work for 2 years. So if for that period of time, a girl is assured of dignity and very clear confidence.
Okay, so how is the Pad Every Girl initiative benefiting the organization and maybe a girl that has got to know about Pad Every Girl initiative?
Okay. One of the ways is what I have mentioned already.
Mm.
That we distribute pads.
They're for free.
So, yeah.
Okay.
When we partner with an organization, for example, we've partnered with Rotary clubs. Now, a Rotary club, because these pads, we buy these materials, import all for free. That makes these sanitary pads, and then we have utilities, bills,
Yeah.
So these companies come in to support Mscihana. Basically, they do the procurement from Mscihana. Then we take the menstrual hygiene education and the product at a very subsidized fee. We just make sure that we cover the cost of production. So we take this to as far as we can. Yeah. So when, for example, Rotary clubs come on board, they buy the pads, and then we take the pads and the menstrual hygiene education to the particular area for which they have put. In some instances, we have a work plan. We say, okay, we want to distribute this. Okay, from the research, from our studies or surveys, we realize that there's maybe dire need in a specific area, and say, okay, there is this island, maybe Bunjako Island in PG district, where there is this particular need that we have realized ourselves from a particular study, and then we look out for support. And when people come through organizations, we take that support to them. So in that same aspect, the people that make these sanitary pads are victims of teenage pregnancy that we identified still in our survey. Yeah, this particular survey was done in PG district, and we identified people who they would have been better young people, but because of misinformation, disinformation, and lack of basic needs, in the quest to get basic needs, they ended up becoming victims of teenage pregnancy. They were taken advantage of by unscrupulous men in society, and they have had babies before 18 years. Yeah, so when we identify them and then we counsel them and we realize that they actually want to go forward, we work on their economic empowerment. Because unfortunately, most teenage mothers actually do not have the support of the men with whom they had the children. So they are both teenage mothers and single mothers. So they live with their parents, maybe, or in their ramshackle shelters somewhere, with their child or with their children, without the support of any man. So those young women, we have gotten out of the shells and nurtured and skilled in tailoring and fashion design, and they are able to make these sanitary pads that companies, institutions buy from us, and then we distribute to other vulnerable girls to avoid a similar scenario like those ones.
Economic empowerment, where you get these girls from where they are, skill them through like tailoring, where you give them opportunities to tailor these pads, and then you guys distribute them. So my question is, do you guys pay these girls, or they're doing it for the sake of other girls?
That's a wonderful question. The spirit behind us tailoring, rather skilling them with tailoring and fashion design skills, is to empower them economically, and definitely we pay them. And
that's good.
They have never spent a month without pay. Yeah, we always make sure to pay them. It is definitely a modest fee, but we make sure that it comes on time. And one thing that is for sure is it has helped to boost their livelihood. And excitingly, we got an opportunity to partner with Uganda Industrial Research Institute, URI. So the girls that we had trained in PG, we just carried them to Namang, where we're producing from. So now in their villages, these girls went to Kampala to work.
Yeah.
It has empowered them greatly, because even then, primarily they were living with their mothers and with their children. So they were living with their children and their parents. So now they left the children with the parents, And we make sure that they go at least once a month to visit their children.
So awesome.
Yeah, with their resources. Basically, we feed them, we accommodate them, and even pay them at the end of the month. Yet, what they are doing is also helping us reach more girls to see that we prevent further teenage pregnancy by padding every girl. Yet, on top of that, they are learning a skill that they can live with and have a very happy livelihood even after they have left Mscihana.
Oh, okay. So something still about the tailoring and skills. Do you train these guys for free or they pay some money? Like the ones you got from PG and then took them to the is it Namave? Yeah. Did you guys have to pay or they had to pay for their skilling?
Not at all. The people that we get are vulnerable people.
Oh.
We cannot afford to get a penny from them.
So it's basically for the vulnerable.
Yeah, it's for the vulnerable. We don't just put out calls for people to come to get training, but we identify people who are specifically teenage mothers. They need this money to take care of their children. They need this money to also get out of the desperation that they are really in. It also leads to very, very serious mental health problems when someone is young, below 18, has a child. Yeah. Some of them are now above 18 because they are their children around 17 or 16. Okay. So we train them for free because we get these services from Uganda Industrial Research Institute, still free of charge. Okay,
so and some of them, maybe last question about that. Are they allowed to sell maybe on their own or like the parts they make? Are they allowed to also sell them and maybe get something from them, or they basically do them for the organization?
They're employees of Mscihana.
So whatever they do is from Mscihana, they're not allowed to do them.
Are products of Mscihana, Uganda. So we can't say you have made 30 pads, you take them. But we make sure that we give them pads enough to sustain them. And of course, because they are the makers of them, they never run short of their personal effects. So we always give them pads to use. So maybe when they're going for visits in their villages, give them like 5 packs to take to their family. But they don't sell them because these are products of Mscihana and you're responsible to look for markets for them.
Okay, thank you so much. So you talked about having different partnerships with different organizations, and my concern here is your partnership with the IUEA, International University of East Africa, right?
Yeah.
So how is this going to help the girl child? How is it? Because I guess the organization is basically for girls. It caters for girls, and so how is the organization and IUEA helping the girl child?
Thank you so much. Just a small one before I get to that, on the tailoring done by the girls, I'm also glad to report that because of a partnership with Yuri in Namave, they have gotten now better tailoring skills. They have much better skills in tailoring. No, they don't make only pads. So now we make garments, we make overalls, we make school uniforms.
Like different things.
Yeah, we make safety garments, and I'm glad that we have gotten markets by serious companies that are doing all the exploration in Bulisa, Tinenga. We have a market with companies, factories that are doing production of plastic, production of steel, and we now are in position to employ more girls. Yeah, because now we have a wider range of products and bigger market. Yes, bigger market.
That is good.
Yeah, thank you so much. So our partnership with the International University of East Africa, on 11th October 2021, we marked International Day of the Girl Child. And on that day, we launched a partnership with International University of East Africa because when we took them through this initiative of Pad Every Girl, they actually had a bigger vision for the girls. They proposed that actually, on top of extending reusable sanitary pads to girls, we could also help them further their academic ambitions, for which we are extremely grateful. So International University of East Africa in Kansanga offered to give us scholarships every year, fully funded scholarships, full tuition, full functional fees. Basically, all the girl takes is maybe their mattress. They basically just get accommodation around.
Basic needs.
Yeah, around. Yeah, but everything the accommodation is catered for. So to start off the project, we advertised this on our Mscihana Uganda social media pages, and applicants came through. We had one full scholarship because we could not have many very partial scholarships.
Yeah.
Because you can give someone a scholarship of maybe 30%, yet the remainder is about like 2 million per year, which they can't pay.
Yeah.
So we lobbied for full scholarships, which we are glad that we got.
That is
now
good.
The first beneficiary of that program was a young lady named Nampija Letitia from Mscihana district. This was a nationwide campaign. We advertised this and everyone was able to apply. We got several applications which we went through, and then we had to see like on basing on need, how many siblings there are in the family, what the education level is of the other siblings, and then the performance of this particular person. And I am very glad to report still that this lady Nampija Letitia that was offered a full scholarship to study Bachelor of Procurement and Logistics Management at International University of East Africa, shared with me her very current results, and shared a CGPA of 4.9.
Wow, that is so good.
Exactly. So which really made us proud of her, and proud of the fact that this program, or this sponsorship, or this partnership with IUA has actually touched someone's life in a way that will make them phenomenal in this world.
Yeah.
And then this person has been able to use the opportunity to the best of her capacity. Yeah. So we're looking forward to more of those, and I am also almost certain that we shall get many more scholarships, because we have a running partnership.
Oh, that is good. So in conclusion, could you give an advice to a young girl who's out there, or advise them on what to do or how to join? There could be someone who is like they have problems that you guys can solve as Mscihana, and maybe they lack, how can I say it? You guys have not yet reached out to them. So maybe you could help us give advice and closing remarks to the guys who are watching us, so that they can maybe get in touch with you guys and get some help from you.
Thank you so much. I have advice for both girls and also parents. To start with, our girls, most of them should by now know the repercussions of early sex, of intercourse, and basically of irresponsibility as a young person. They should know the repercussions of peer pressure, peer influence. So I greatly advise them to stay away from things that would lead them to temptation, or would actually lead them to dropping out of school and eventually danger. I want to remind them all the time I meet with them that we have also been young like them,
Yeah.
Sometimes when a girl is 13 years or 15 years, she feels like, I own this world.
She's on top of everyone.
Exactly, the world is below my feet. Yet if you mess at that age, my dear, you will carry this world on your head. The world will move from under your feet to on your head. You feel it.
You feel it.
So they have to be extremely cautious. Now schools are open and they should go back to school. Now my other advice is parents, because one of the major problems we have noticed in villages and even towns where we take our campaigns, parents have a tendency of taking girls out of school as soon as they fall pregnant, which is a very bad thing. Sometimes they're just angry. Sometimes they're not able to support them. Sometimes they feel like, if this girl is pregnant, it means this man is not responsible for our entire family.
Yeah.
I have met a mother who gave up her 13-year-old girl to marry a man that made her pregnant. Okay, in the first place, how do you give your child to such a man?
I know.
A man who can sleep with a 12-year-old, you know?
Yeah.
Because this girl gave birth at 13. And then the woman was like, okay, this guy was responsible because he was even giving us money in the hospital.
Because it was his pregnancy and he had to take care of it.
You just don't get it, you know? Because you're like, okay, how does responsible fall in the same line with a man who was sleeping with
and you're sleeping with a girl who's underage?
So parents should support this children. You know what? As long as this person is still a child, and they're in your house, you take full responsibility. Even if the child has messed, you're still responsible to take them back to school. And by the way, stop giving birth to children that you can't take care of.
I know.
Please stop. Because most of this poverty actually is household poverty. If this person had like 1 or 2 children, she wouldn't have a problem. But now she has 8. You know? She can't take care of them. So she feels this first daughter, who is 13 years, now has to fend for the entire family, which is a very, very bad narrative. So I advise parents to support their children. Once they fall pregnant or get other issues, please support them, let them go through that with dignity, with as much support as they can get, and definitely they can still reach very, very higher, greater heights, and they can still be those wonderful people that is what they should be. Yes.
Thank you so much.
People that need to reach out to Mscihana, when we have programs running, they are running in specific areas. But we also have a partnership with National Youth Council. So we work with youth structures from village, parish, sub-county. So the very immediate person that a young person should look out for is their youth leader, because they're even leaders at village level. If people were to remember, there were those elections of youth leaders, youth leaders at village level and parish level. They should reach out to their immediate maybe female representative at the village council, things like that.
Okay. How about you share maybe your social media accounts, like people can reach you out and
on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it is at Mscihana Uganda. It's capital M, capital U, Mscihana Uganda on all socials. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And personally, Twitter and Instagram, I am Winfred Nakandi.
Oh, thank you so much, Madam Winfred Nakandi, for the educative words and ideas shared. Hope you guys have learned something from what she has said. And thank you so much for watching.